Hello everybody, welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure here on Orpheus Plays. We are playing Blade and Sorcery today, and I am so excited. We're going to talk about something today that has been in my life for a very long time, and maybe it's been in your life for a while too, and that is Bob Ross. Ah yes, the king of chill. We're going to talk about him today in the episode and kind of explore what has made him such a phenomenon. So anyway, I hope you're doing well wherever you are today, whether it is day, whether it is night. You're just sitting here with your old pal Orpheus chilling out. So here in survival mode, we have 3 weapons that get offered at the start of each round. I grab one, I destroy everything that comes out of these doors, and you get to have a good time watching me. I have been eyeing this thing. This is a Zanbato, and it is leaning. It is offering itself to me. Let's grab that and get things kicked off here. It is another good day for murder. Let's get things going. And our first victim should be coming out the door any moment now. Here we go with our first traditional slow motion kill of the day. I hear him behind me. Here we go. And you might notice something a little bit different on today's episode. Things are going to get nice and bloody because I have the ultimate Gore Mod installed. So people are going to bleed a little more. They're going to have a little bit more of fountains of blood coming from them. And you might notice that it gets a little messy here today. Anyway, so let's talk about what I wanted to talk about today. Now, ever since I was a kid, we've had this thing called PBS, okay? PBS is the public broadcasting system. It is usually on a broadcast channel like 9 or something like that. Oh my gosh. Oh, the arterial spray. This thing called PBS, and PBS has, you know, it's always the place where you watch stuff like Sesame Street or something like that, right? And so growing up, it was always there. It was always the channel that was available. Well, now where I lived, we also had a Canadian company, or Canadian broadcast. We had the CBC that was available to us too, and that sometimes showed those kind of things as well. Oh my gosh, you see what I'm talking about? Anyway, so ooh, nice. And so it was always there, and sometimes, you know, in the afternoon, I'd be homesick or something like that, and I would be sitting there on the couch and not have much to do. And there it was. I'd tune in to PBS and either watch some, I don't know, learn some French on some French cartoons or, you know, shows or something like that. Their Sesame Street on the CBC was always, they had French lessons, although they had that on Sesame Street a lot. Anyway, I digress. So one of the things that would always be on in the afternoons was this guy named Bob Ross, right? And it was like, look, you gotta understand, back in the day, Bob Ross was not this cool thing, okay? Bob was like this fringe kind of afro-wearing weirdo that everyone was like, yeah, isn't he that artist guy where you can like order stuff and paint at home? And it's like, yeah. And it was always so like, just, I don't know, people didn't really dig him as much. It was this fringe thing because it was, look, Bob Ross is designed to paint along at home with, right? If you've ever seen his foundation or his company has like paint kits where you can buy all of the paints that you see going by, like Phthalo Blue and Alizarin Crimson and stuff like that, right? So the company sells kits that you could go and you could literally paint along at home with them. And so those are like mini instructional videos, every single one of those. And you can buy longer ones, or you can actually see his same door. Oh no. Look, guys, it's your fault for coming here. That's not mine. So, you know, these kits that you could buy and paint along at home, the longer ones were available to do like more relaxed stuff. And but you gotta understand, it was not a thing, right? People didn't just sit down and watch Bob Ross. It was like, you know, you could, if you were sitting at home and you were sick, you could either watch like soap operas with your mom or your dad, or you could, you know, watch Bob Ross, or anything else. But there were times of the day when there wasn't any cartoons on. There was just broadcast television, and so you watched what you could, and that sometimes was Bob Ross. And look, I'm not going to go into all of the little statistics about Bob, how he used to be a sergeant in the Air Force, and how, look, you can go Google any of that stuff about his hairstyle, why he chose that, all that stuff. I'm not here to talk about Bob Ross, specifically, the facts about him, right? I'm not here to do that. What I'm here to do is explore why he's become such a phenomenon, okay? And so that's why I wanted to start off by telling you, Bob was not cool back in the day, okay? He was like this weird thing, if you told people, I sit at home and I watch Bob Ross, they'd be like, you what? Right? It's like, it would be the equivalent back then of saying that you watch the Weather Channel. Right? Like, why would you sit and watch the Weather Channel? Well, I'm getting the weather, but then, why do you watch it the next hour and a half? Well, yeah, because I'm watching the Weather Channel. But now, you can go here on YouTube and watch something called Weather Channel Vaporwave. Ooh, I got you. That was a total mistake, but I got you. Oh, there you go. But you can watch Weather Channel Vaporwave. It's retro Weather Channel broadcast. And you can just, see what it was like on December, 30th of 2001 or 1996 or whatever. And it's just it doesn't make a lot of sense, in context. But nowadays, I think we have this weird need. We have this weird need to be able to not just escape, because escapism started to be a thing. Oh boy. Escape. I killed her with a pot, or with a dish. Oop, he's freaking out. Oop. You okay? You okay, bro? I think he had a stroke. He's like, yes, I did. Well, let's put you out of your misery here. This break brought to you by something that went horribly wrong with that guy. You ever heard of the term frozen in fear? Well, there you go. But so I think escapism became a thing in the early 2000s, right? This idea of just being able to get into an environment, like in World of Warcraft. There were videos that were out like World of Warcraft escapism, and you would go and just watch people walking around in the world, just all over the map in Azeroth, just chilling out, right? And it was, for some reason, this big thing, right? But there wasn't... ASMR was a really not a thing back in the early 2000s or before that. There were people that would do it, right? But it was mostly things like if you go to get a relaxation video or something like that, you'd have to seek it out, right? You'd have to go looking for it. It was kind of a weird thing to have. Nowadays, ASMR is everywhere. Like this. This game for some people is ASMR, weirdly enough. They like to hear me play the game. And that's kind of why I do the storytelling over this game. There's a certain niche of people that likes to hear the gameplay going on in the background as a calming thing. And I know if you're not watching what I'm doing here, what I'm playing, it may not, I don't know, what is that like just listening to this as a podcast and having these death noises and chopping noises going on. Anyway, so it's this ASMR idea, because Bob Ross has, I think, become popular partially because of ASMR, and it's the autonomic sensory blah blah blah. It's this thing that when you hear certain sounds done a certain way, you get these tingles, right? These little tingles up the back of your spine and everything like that. It kind of goes back to, if you were a kid and your mom or dad used to play with your hair or something while you're sitting there. Something along those lines. That's kind of where that comes from, right? Or just calming noises, and part of that I like to joke about is the tapping of things, right? So I'm gonna lightly tap these controllers together, right? I can't imagine what that sounds like. But, you know, you have these entire channels, these entire sections of Twitch that are just, you know, nothing but ASMR. Ooh, a little mishap there. But it's got to be amazing to listen to this game without anything, like, without being able to see what's going on. And I think we have this thing where escapism isn't enough anymore, right? We need to be able to completely engulf ourselves in chill, I guess. You know, like, and I said at the beginning of this, Bob Ross, the king of chill. And there's a reason for that. Like, in our home, okay, Mrs. Orpheus and I, sometimes when we want to chill out, we go onto Twitch or YouTube and we just bring up Bob Ross. Like, oh no, oh no. Kids, I'm sorry for that. But anyway, we go and we watch Bob Ross. And the reason is we just put it on and it's just in the background. And it's just, you hear Bob just, okay, so now we're going to lightly take a little bit of alizarin crimson. And we're gonna just lightly dab it on there, right? And it's amazing. Look, okay, I've never hid the fact that I am someone who is herbally enhanced, so to speak. I am kind to the herb, as it would be. And so there's doubly so this idea of complete chill, just because, I don't know, when you really want to relax at the end of the day, it's like there are few things better than a dab hit and some Bob Ross, right? But why? Why do we have this need to be in this headspace? Oh no. Why do we have this need to be in this headspace where we're just, I don't know, completely unplugged from everything and we let all the senses go? We watch a guy, you know, paint something over a course of a half an hour. We listen to him talk about how, you know, oh, there's no mistakes, only happy accidents, and there's a little tree that lives up in here, and maybe that little tree is just lonely and he needs some friends. And you know, at the same time you're hearing him tap on that canvas and stuff. And it's so cool to be able to, I don't know, to be able to just immerse yourself in that. But let's explore really quick why that's a thing, okay? Why people need that escapism. And I think it has to do with something that I talk about a lot on this channel, and it is stress, anxiety. We all go through life feeling like we're kind of lost at times. Like she lost really bad right there. But I think we all go through periods in life where we feel lost, where we feel like we're losing out on things, that we're too stressed out and overworked and underpaid and underappreciated. A little nut shot for you. But I think we all suffer and struggle with this idea that, does she have a broom? Do you have a broom, sweetheart? Why do you have a broom? Anyway, we all struggle with this idea that, you know, life is so damn stressful that you got to grab a log and beat the hell out of people with. No, that life is so stressful that you feel like you're just overloaded, right? And so what do we do to unplug? And I've talked about this before in how I manage my anxiety, right? How I manage some of my autistic days where I'm just completely just so freaked out by everything going on in the world that I cannot function. And like those of you with anxiety issues or PTSD or something like that, you know, hypervigilance, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That there's a certain threshold where you get to, and there's nothing else past that you can handle. And so, you know, lighting candles and incense and stuff. There are medications. Okay, I take anxiety medication, and I'm you like that? I take anxiety medication. I'm not ashamed of that. I need it to get through my everyday life, right? But I also do things like light incense. I have incense going right now in the room. It's very pleasant. It's sandalwood. But I have it on. Got some candles burning and stuff. And is it a particularly stressful day? No. But what that does, putting on Bob Ross, kind of. Easy, lady. Look, it's our drama queen of the day. She refuses to get off screen. Ding, 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 ding. But I think we put it on so we have this like buffer between us and the world when it comes to the stress, right? Come on. You get this too. Oh. What an awesome weapon. But I think it helps us to have this like constant buffer between us and the world, where it just kind of keeps our stress level just below that little thing going on. And, you know, something might push us a little further, but look, Bob Ross is on. Or you've got some ASMR video on or something like that. I think it is important to have a place to go in order to unplug like that. And that's why I think Bob Ross has become so popular again with younger generations. If you're someone who loves Bob Ross, leave in the comments why. Why do you love Bob Ross so much? Is it just that it's cool and retro and like it's sort of an ironic cool thing, right? Like wearing bell bottoms or something? or you know, a Nirvana t-shirt or something? Is it that kind of ironic thing? Or is it there's a genuine need that people have to have, oh God. Is there a genuine need that people have to be able to unplug, to be able to get away from everything, but get away from everything like basically all the time? If you're the kind of person that has Bob Ross on in the background all the time, let me know in the comments below too, because that's fascinating to me. Okay? Anyway. That's my little blurb today about Bob Ross and about why I think we're starting to get a little bit more into him as a society. I think it's because we need to unplug. It's kind of like lighting a candle and having it on in the background. Anyway, so we'll talk to you on the next one here on Orpheus Plays. Be good, do good, and treat yourself well because you absolutely deserve it. See you next time. Bye.